Morning, everyone. Going live with Anita, waiting for her to come online. She's the founder of Mauli Rituals, and I've got my oil ready. Oh, she's online. Amazing. Hi, everyone. Oh, hi. Amazing. Do send us any questions you have. This is the most delicious. Oh, hello. I was just telling you about your oil.
How are you, darling?
Good. How are you? Good to see you.
The week just seems to zoom by. I don't know what's going on.
I feel the same. I feel like this week, I feel like every week just gets faster.
Every week. And Mira, there's something on TikTok that I don't have TikTok, but my friends send me things. And there's one with this woman saying, oh my God, I've got to go back to work. I've got to get up and eat before 8 o'clock. I've got to get on the tube for an hour. I've got to sit at a desk. And that whole concept of doing that much in a day and doing all that, I'm at a place where I think, how did we do that?
I know. I feel exactly. I went yesterday to check on my cafe just to see if everything's okay, and I was shattered today. It was very weirdly depressing going there to go to that area as well, because Soho, as you can imagine, is super dead. But it was just bizarre because I got back. I did go for a walk, but I was shattered, and I was like, God, I did so much before, and I can't even think of doing that now. I'm sure we'll fall back into different pace once it will, but I do feel like I'm enjoying this time right now a little bit.
We all needed it. We all needed to exhale. But I think, Mira, we're very lucky as well that we're allowed to go out and get fresh air. The weather is good. There's a lot to be grateful for. And I just hope not too many people suffer. And for you, it must be hard because you have your lovely cafe and your community, all of that. And you miss those things, right? They're a part of you.
They are, but at the same time, I'm not in any rush. I'm kind of enjoying. I would like to have a bit of life again, like just meeting friends. Yes. But actually, I'm not in a rush because I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now, and I'm really enjoying. Like I'm studying and I'm doing lots of reading, and I feel like I'm enjoying this pace of life.
Good, really good. And what's the point of not enjoying it? We're here, right?
Yeah, agree. And we've got this time to actually go out, which we're lucky to do because there's a lot of people who didn't have that ability. So that's really good. Yeah. I thought it'd be nice to use your amazing oil, which is an everlasting bottle, I have to say.
Really,
it really gives.
It really does. You don't need a lot. When you use a good product, you don't need a lot, which is the beauty of it. And it does last. And people do say it really makes a difference to their skin. Like we wouldn't do it otherwise, Mira. Life is too short. And there's no point peddling product if it's not better and truly making a difference. And I think it does. And actually, so does Marma Point massage. So today I'll show you the way I do it myself that I've been taught by someone. I'm sure if I had our therapist here or a decent therapist, they would do it slightly different. Well, probably quite different to me because they're on another level of learning. But I'll show you what works for me. And I think it's good enough and people should get a lot out of it. I really hope so. So whenever you want to start, we'll begin.
Yeah, no, we can start. We could also just maybe delve into for a few minutes what exactly Marma Points are, because that's something I've written about in my book. I think they're amazing. And I've done a very strong Marma massage before in the neck in India, but I've also done this sort of light one on my own face. So there's obviously different ways of doing it.
You enjoy it?
I love it, I haven't been doing it often enough. I do. And I think it's the Marma Points themselves are really powerful if you understand what they can do. So if you can just maybe, your knowledge is
Yes, so we've got 107 Marma points in our body, and we say that the skin is the 108th Marma point. Now, what Marma points are, they're the anatomical points in the body where two tissues meet, a minimum of two tissues meet. So that might be your nerves and your bones, maybe your veins, and basically it's that magic spot where they meet. And if you can unblock that magic spot, because during the course of our day, tension, stress, whatever, the food we're eating, those points become blocked. Now, if they become blocked, of course, the flow of prana can't move freely in the body. And if it can't move freely in the body, we're going to feel stagnant and unwell. So it is like this magical key that you can unlock with the power of touch. And now we're not able to touch other people, but we can touch ourselves. And that brings healing. And I think many of us are kind of afraid to touch ourselves. We're afraid to get close. And this is a very gentle, unobtrusive way of getting close, you know, to your family and to yourself and to your, dare I say it, to your higher self, because by unblocking these energy channels, you open up to more intuition. You open up to, like you were saying, I'm not afraid about the cafe. I'm not concerned at this moment. It's because you're really open to that higher intuition, because you're not blocked. So Marma Points, as I said, there are 107 in the body, but the good thing is 37 of them are above the collarbone. So there's a lot of work we can do that has a double whammy, because you look fabulous, but you're also impacting on the beauty of your whole body. You know, though it's doing a great job here, it's also healing all over. So
because
it's quite
connected. Yeah. So is it a bit like reflexology, where points are connected to everything in the body?
Very much like acupuncture. So you'll have people putting needles in, and some people are afraid of that. But we know that acupuncture works. And this is, again, a gentler way of doing acupuncture and doing it for yourself. It's a very simple way of doing it. And one thing that the therapist taught me, a really easy way, because people sort of think, well, okay, if I have acupuncture, I know they're going to put the needle in all the right places. How do I know I'm doing it in all the right places? A really simple way is to think of all the hollows in the body. So wherever the body, like when we do it on the chin, if we look for the hollow in the chin, we'll find our Marma Points. So that's a really simple way that you can't, if you look for the hollow behind your ears, you know, just here where the neck it meets the ear, you'll find that hollow. So if you think hollow, that you can't go wrong.
That's one thing I did not know. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that's nice and easy. Another thing that I was taught that makes it really easy is when you're going to touch the face, or indeed any part of the body, if you make your fingers into the shape of a heart, which is a lovely thing to do, then that's kind of the position you want to get into when you're pressing on those points, when you're gently pressing on those points. So that's another really easy way. He did first teach me to think of a bunny, and then he thought that was a little bit rude, so he changed it to heart. Which, knowing my mind, I'd also think it was a bit rude. So what we do is there's a very long sequence you can do, and there's a shorter sequence you can do, and we'll do a shorter one for the purpose of time. And what you would always do is you would start with an oil. Now, it needn't be our oil. Our oil is exceptional. It's got 16 really nourishing botanicals, but anybody at home, just start with any oil that you have there. And what you want to do is you probably want to rub, you want to sort of mix 3-4 drops of the oil into the palm of your hand. And then if it's a decent oil, you just want to gently, you just want to tap it onto your skin. Just gently tap it onto your skin, because if it's a good oil, you don't really need to kind of rub. You can just gently tap. And don't forget the neck, because we tend to ignore the neck. And suddenly it catches up with you, so don't ignore the neck. But try not to go too much in the middle of the neck, because that's where you've got your thyroid gland, and you don't want to disturb your thyroid gland. So more to the sides. Hello, Gerald. And it smells divine.
It does. Oh my God. Honestly, this oil, I mean, Mauli,
it does.
There's so much in here, and it's a supreme skin face serum. How many oils do you do for the face, by the way? Just so that
we do the serum, and for 3-4 years, it's all we did. For me, it was my morning, noon, and look, Kevin, my builder's just sent me a message. What do you do about that? Morning, noon, and night. That's all. I didn't use any other moisturizer, nothing. But then more recently, we brought out these concentrates, which I use at night now, and they are for the different dosha skin types. Yeah. So you know, my skin is more dry because I'm more vata, and it's more inflamed. There's that pitta. Yeah. So that's all. That's all we do. So once you've applied it, patted it onto your skin, then just inhale it, because when we start this journey of working on our Marma Points, if we're tense while we're doing it, we're kind of missing a trick, right? It's not going to work well. We know that. You know, Mira, when you're cooking, if you cook with love, everything tastes better.
Yeah, and you inhale it, and you take that moment to just sort of breathe, and it's also just it's divine smell. But yeah,
it's divine, and you take that moment, you know, to just. I take that moment to to breathe and say, I'm going to be present. And I'm really grateful for this experience. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to heal myself. I mean, I would love to go to, you know, I'd love to go to the Bulgari spa and have a treatment where we have our treatments. I'd love to have Gerald working on a treatment with me because he is a brilliant facialist. But failing that, I'm very grateful I've been given the power through Ayurveda to do it for myself. We should be grateful before we begin. So for the purposes of this video, we'll begin just under the collarbone. And what we do under the collarbone is we just intuitively, we go in clockwise motions. You can go clockwise and anti-clockwise. Do what feels right. But when you go anti-clockwise, you're releasing the toxins. And when you go clockwise, you're bringing prana energy into that area.
So you both are the same sort of thing.
One is detoxing. Yeah. One is energizing.
Yeah, no, but what I mean is that both hands go in the same direction because you're doing clockwise.
Yes, both hands. Yeah. Because otherwise, for me, it would be one of those things, and I just can't do that. Yeah, both hands in the same direction. So you just very gently want to start there. You take as long there as feels good to you. There's no rush. Actually, Mira, an easy way to do it is if you use the opposite hand. If you go one at a time, that feels much more natural to do it that way. So you go one side, and then you would go the other side. And your fingers, again, if you remember that heart shape, actually here it doesn't matter so much. It's more when you get up. But it's a really nice, loving start. So now we go above the collarbone. We're going to go to the sides of the neck. You want to go up the sides of the neck. And as I said, you want to avoid that thyroid gland. Often when you see massages, you see, you know, people are going crazy. Yeah, really, that's kind of where you want to go. Up there, and then you'll hit the back of the neck. You'll hit the ear. That's really good for lifting, but it's also because you're hitting the Marma Points as you go. So that's magic. And then you want to do something that most people kind of ignore. That we will go here, but it's just under here. So you want to just do a little bit of work just under there.
Okay.
There. And now
you do this. Okay, fine.
Yeah, you're avoiding that, but you're making sure you get that. And you'll get that nice lifting from that. And then you're going to go to we will go to the first Marma point that we're going to work properly. And now can you look for that little hollow? Can you find that hollow? You found it already. And now you gently want to go in circles there. Like you want to feel the pressure, but not so that you're kind of grinding your teeth when you feel it. Now, what makes this really, really easy, and what you're working here, when you're on the chin, you're working the bladder and the kidneys. So, you know, you see those ads now for a lot of incontinence pants ads coming out all of a sudden. And I don't care what they say, they're not sexy. I don't care what they say. But you're here, you're strengthening your bladder and your kidneys. Now, that's why we brought out that tool, because it's a far easier way to do it. You can't help but get the right area, and it's just an easier way, especially to work anti-clockwise and then clockwise. It just makes it easier.
And so that's something that you have available, that you sell.
It's a 7th generation family that makes this dome. The whole thing is made by hand. It's it's reclaimed teak, it's virgin metals, and you may have seen, Mira, in India, the kings and queens would eat out of kansa thalis.
Yes.
Kansa is quite expensive, right? Yeah. They did that because kansa has an electromagnetic energy field, which is the same as that in our body. So when you use a dome, when you massage, you're supercharging it, because like attracts like. It's like a magnet to the energy in your body. So it's much quicker than if you just did it by hand alone. I'm doing it by hand with our fingers, because that's what people have available now. Yeah. But in an ideal world, you would use that, and it would be much activated much quicker. There is no comparison, really. Right. So you go anti-clockwise to drain, and then clockwise to energize. Wow. So that's what we're doing there. You're going again. You're looking for that hollow, and you're
when you say anti-clockwise, When you say anti-clockwise and clockwise, do you do both? Like you do one and then the other?
I do both. I always start clockwise and then I move to I always start anti-clockwise and then I move to clockwise. But you know, some people will just use this while they're sitting in front of the TV and not think. Therefore, what I would say, there's no right or wrong, because to drain and detox is a good thing, and then to energize is a good thing. So either one, you're going to benefit, right?
Right.
So once you've done this area, then you're going to smile a little and you're going to look for the hollow just by your, just here.
Yeah.
There. And you're going to do that area there. And then you're going to go the other way. Just there. There.
Just there. Okay.
Yeah. Just there. And when you're coming here, you're working on the colon. And a lot of us have issues with the colon. Now, I say you're working on the colon. As I said, it's a double whammy. You're working on the colon, but you're also energizing this. You're bringing so much prana to your face that you will glow with vitality. You do this for 5 minutes in the morning, you know, just as you would brush your teeth, just as you would get dressed. You do this for 5 minutes and you will see within a week. Some people say within minutes, but I would say give it a week and you'll see that your skin is looking a lot more radiant. And we need that more now that we're not out as much. So you're doing there, and then from there, you're moving to under your cheeks. Just look for the hollow, just there. Yeah. Can you feel that hollow there?
Yeah.
So
under the cheekbone, yeah.
Yeah. So it's sort of here, and under the cheekbone. So one is closer, and then you look for that hollow, and that the therapist who taught me calls that the beauty spot, because you're activating and lifting when you do that. So that's a really nice one. So I'm going clockwise on this one. And what you're doing here, this is a brilliant one for the lungs. Now, again, that's something we could all use right now. So if nothing else, when you're watching TV, when you're watching Netflix, you can strengthen your lungs just by doing this one. So anti-clockwise to detox, clockwise to bring prana to that area. So that's that one. And then you want to work on this part here. If you lift like that, it's you get more benefit, but you can equally do it like that if that feels more natural. And what you're doing when you do this, you're going to notice your sinuses start clearing big time. You'll feel it. You can actually feel the mucus moving, and you're clearing that whole sinus area. You feel that? Can you feel it already? Yeah. So there. Well, this is my favorite one, because though it may look odd, what I love about this one is you're opening the heart. This is the one that connects to the heart. So if you're actually like feeling a little bit discompassionate, maybe you're feeling a little bit unsure of something and not trusting, try that one, because you're going to open your heart to love. You're going to open to your higher self, and the day will be a better day for having done it. So do that one. Oh, Gerald, I love you. Gerald taught me a lot of this. That's why I'm telling you I love him, because, you know, Mira, we say all knowledge is shared knowledge, right? We've all got it from somewhere. And when people have the big, kind heart and compassion to share like that, because then it benefits the people who are watching and it benefits all of us, it's so meaningful to me. And there's more and more people doing that now. And that's the beauty of it, everything being closed, is that there's this kind of community, which is incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you know what? You are radiant with everything that you do. I mean, even like just looking, you can tell that you're doing all these rituals because you're always glowing. And to
not
see
always, but I feel
how you bring that is amazing.
I feel a glow when we're sharing. I feel a glow when we're being able to download this and then pass that download on. And it's all a download, isn't it? It's not ours. None of it is ours. And when you realize that, it takes the pressure off, because you say, I'm not responsible for this. I'm just sharing it. So when you're sharing it, nothing can go wrong because it's coming from the right place. So so this one is heart. So I love this one, as well as, of course, clearing the sinuses. So it's a really, really good one. Yeah. You're using your 2 fingers. Ideally, you're lifting there, your shoulders, you're in and you're out, or rather anti-clockwise and then clockwise. And as I say, if you only do one, that's good enough. Then you move to here, to the hollows by the eyes. And Mira, there are more, but we're doing the kind of supercharged version that gets the, you know, the most out of it. Now, what you're doing with the hollow of your eyes is you're improving your eyesight. It's clarity. This is really good for Pitta because it's also clarity of thoughts, clarity of mind, clarity of being. So it's clarity. So this is here. And from the clarity point, a lot of the Marma points are in the hairline. So that's another easy way to remember. And when you see those adverts for, oh, tense, nervous headache, where do you go? You go right here, don't you? So that, again, is your cue to remembering. So next time you feel tense, you go to that hairline, you look for that dip, you look for that dome, and that's where you want to work. And what you're doing there is you're really relaxing the mind. So good one before you go to bed. Good one before you've got a meeting because you don't want to be stressed. So good one if you're doing an Insta Live and you're feeling a little bit. I never feel nervous on our own Insta Lives. When I come to somebody else's channel, I do, because I don't know their audiences intimately and I don't know if I'm giving them the value they deserve. So this one is a good one to just ease headaches, to let go of all tension, to completely relax the mind. So just where your hairline is and that hollow is, again, that's an easy way to remember it. And then you're going to go to, in our protocol, we initially had this one first, you know, that third eye, that chakra point. But actually, Gerald taught me that this is the last one you should do because it's like you're waiting for that sweetie, you're waiting for that treat. Because that's
I've been waiting for that. So that's actually really, I've been waiting for it. So it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a little
so that's, again, a good way to remember. And that's with the pineal gland, if I'm saying that right. And so what you're doing there is you're releasing all the toxins and you're opening to, as I say, your intuition. So it's, I guess, where a lot of Indian women would put their bindi. It's no surprise that they do that. So that's what you're doing when you work on that one. And so that is kind of the final one that is the sweet spot of, this is what I've been waiting for. Because what he made a good point, we started with this initially, but he made a good point, is that if you already open people's, that center, they may start to think too much about what's going on. If they're thinking anyway, let them think. But when they get to that point, you want them to let go of all thought. You want them to just be. So that's what that one then gives you. It's the opportunity to just be. So that's the last one. Now, as I say, there are 107. So we can go on and we can learn about them all, and we should, because they're amazing toolkits. Like one really easy one that I love is literally, if you do that with your hand, you're working on Marma Points, then you're working on immunity, which again is a really good one, and the digestion, and you're literally doing that. But then of course we have one here, and we have them a lot in our feet, as you rightly said, the healing reflexes of the feet. But if you do the face one, as I say, what you'll find is why I love the facial ones here up, is that we all want to look beautiful. It's human nature. We like beauty. And this is a really good one to get your skin glowing and get your
facelift. It's a bit of a facelift as well.
100%. It is a natural facelift. And I think all too often and I don't say there's anything wrong with a facelift. If a woman wants to have a facelift, it's her face. She should absolutely do it. But there are easier options before that. And now in the lockdown, there are women who can't go for a facelift. And so this is a really good way. And actually the beauty again of this is, as they start doing this, they may emerge from this lockdown thinking, do you know, I don't need Botox. I don't need a facelift. This has actually done wonders, and it does do wonders, you know, and we haven't shown it for long enough, Mira. We haven't really, but if we show,
a lot of us hold tension in our jaws, and that's something that I sometimes focus on. Even in a massage, I'll ask the therapist to sort of, you know, if they can, some of them can't, but like, you know, really get into that jawline. For some reason, I seem to clench there.
A lot of people do that without even knowing. And this, again, is really good to use on the jawline, or rather, Mira, it's incredible. And I'm not very good at singing its praises. I'm not very good at talking about this product or any of my products, really. I just think, you know, let people find them and let them do their magic. But I should talk about it because, again, I haven't made this. The 7th generation family have made this, and they've made the whole thing by hand.
Wow.
And a lot of love has gone into it, but it works. It actually works. And it's very, very soothing, Mira. Very, very soothing.
Yeah.
And as I say, what I love about it is if you're unsure of the Marma Points, by using this, you can't go wrong. It will intuitively lead you to where you need to go. It just, the shape of it does that. So that's kind of a little bit on Marma Points. We've got a diagram in our when we give therapist training in our spa treatments, obviously there's a diagram and it shows what relates to what. And I'm very happy to share that diagram with you. You can put it on your feed or wherever you want to. And we will, of course, have it on our too. But
yeah. I've actually written about the Marma Points, and I actually did diagrams in my book. But I feel like I haven't put it into practice every day. Like, you know, the way you sort of talked me through it, I'd more like, you know, someone had done it on me and then I sort of did the research on it. But this was really powerful in the sense I kind of now know, like I can guide my, you know, if I do this every day consistently, I'll remember it. It's quite nice.
Within 2 days, you'll remember it. And the other thing I like about it is if you're sitting in any situation, you know, God forbid, when we're all back on the train, you can go to that toolkit and say, okay, I really need to relax in this situation. I'm going to do this one. I really need to feel a bit more compassion for that guy who's playing his music really loud on his headphones, but we can all hear it. I think I'm going to go to, I'm going to go to my heart one. And you've got that toolkit that you can go to.
So there and
it's a really.
And also, a lot of our sinuses are blocked. You know, you wake up and sometimes your left sinus is blocked. And obviously, there are different things you can do, breathing exercises. But this is one way of clearing before you do those breathing exercises.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And it's now actually become. This has now become. I'm a very 3 minutes in the morning. You know, I don't spend long on my face. I'm guilty of never spending long on my face. It's as quick as can be. But this has now become a habit, where I like I only do 5 minutes in the morning, but it's 5 minutes of, and then sometimes in the day, if I'm just sort of sitting around, I'll use it. 5 minutes of, and actually I only started doing it again probably a week ago. I'd lost the habit. And Bittu said to me about 4 days in, Neat, your skin's looking really good. What have you done? And I'm pretty sure it was that, because our products I've been using for a long time. But as I say, even if you don't have that,
you can do it with your fingers, Which is
we've got fingers, and that's good enough.
I love that. Well, look, you don't sing your praises of your products. I'm going to tell everyone. I mean, someone just asked what oil should we start with. Now, if somebody wanted to start with an oil, I would really recommend. Obviously, you can buy, I guess, sesame oil or use any other oil on your face.
You could use coconut oil. Yeah, I mean, sesame. I don't know if I'd use it on the face as much. Okay. It's quite heavy, so. Look at the oil that's right for your skin type. Again, if you know what a nice cheap way is, if you go to our website and you look at our concentrates, see the base oils that we use in our concentrates, pick one of those base oils. If you're not buying our product, pick one of those base oils and you'll know that that's the right one for your skin type. We've obviously done a lot of research on that. We've spent a lot of time on that. So you'll see that if you have dry skin, which is the base oil that would be a good oil for you. And if you have you know, oily skin, which is a good base oil for you. And of course,
if you can get this lasts forever. Oh my God, these are amazing. Yeah. So this one is it's got rose otto, jasmine, sandalwood with a rejuvenating base of moringa and argan. And it is divine, honestly.
It is really divine. It really is. I have to say, Mira, this oil, we've had more good reviews for this oil than probably any other, maybe our hair oil. But this oil, even amongst the biggest brands, this is the oil that gets the best reviews ever. And I'm not surprised by the reviews, but every now and then there'll be such a magical one that I think, wow, it makes me so happy that it's doing that, because it's all natural, and that's what nature does. And, you know, how is it natural for us to think that something that's made of synthetics is going to do any good to our face? How is that natural? Nature has it all. Nature
and it's obviously, firstly, it's delicious. It smells beautiful. You feel great putting it on. At the same time, putting synthetics on the skin, putting any other products. I mean, there's just a lot of chemicals. You're basically putting chemicals and toxins into your system very quickly because they go straight to your bloodstream. It's not like, you know, if you eat toxins, your liver will try and detoxify that. But if you're going to put it on your skin, it'll go straight to your bloodstream, which is actually why it's harmful and why it's better to use things like this.
And what happens
anyway,
is
I love your product.
The synthetic products give your skin a lovely big hit initially. So you get this, but what you're doing is you're masking what's going on. And as we say in Ayurveda, it's not about cure, it's about prevention. So when you put a zit cream on, you're just quickly curing it, because you don't want to sit with the zit for any longer than you have to. But if you just go with prevention, which is a pure product, you're not going to have to do that. So we need to stop looking for instant gratification. But if you do want a bit of instant gratification, you've got healing hands, you've got a healing body. So use the Marma Points.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Anita. Someone did just ask, please, will you give us the name of the oil? Well, it's basically Supreme Skin Face Serum on the Mauli Rituals website. Yeah. But did you say you have other face skin oils?
We've now got CO2 and organic. They're CO2 extracts, which is the purest extraction form you can get, and they're organic. And there's one for each skin type, and I prefer, or you can use them seasonally. We're now moving into pitta season, and we're all feeling more pitta. This is the time when our skin may become inflamed, so we would reach for the pitta one, and of course in autumn we'd reach for the vata one. And what we did is we found the very best CO2 extracts and organic oils for that particular skin concern. But I like to use that just at night, one drop, literally one drop at night. And I alternate between pitta and vata, because that's what my skin is. And then in the day, all I will ever use is that. No other, of course I use our cleanser and our rose mist, but serum, I have no other moisturizer, and I have no need for any other. And that's what you'll find with it. It's phenomenal stuff. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's delicious and it's divine. So thank you for
such a pleasure.
And I'll be getting that massager, whatever. What do you call it?
We call it tension release massage dome, because I wanted it to work on the jaw, actually, Mira. It was for the jaw, and we do hold so much tension in our face, and that's why we can look old and tired, is because we're clenched, and then we're creating lines where we don't need to have them. But it is also an anti-aging lifting sculpting tool. My battery's about to run out. I use it because of the tension, but a lot of women use it because it's anti-aging as well. So when you look on our site, you'll see it there. It's one of the best things on the site.
Amazing. And let you go now.
Can I just say, if anybody wants to buy the tool because they've seen it here, if you could please, I'll do this now. We'll do it now. If you can please put Mira in the checkout, we'll give you all 5% off. So just put Mira in the checkout. And a little serum comes with the dome. A little 5 ml serum comes with the dome. And also you get a lovely Mauli with 3 little bells on it. And the 3 bells are to signify valuing our past, good or bad. There is value in that past. Living ever present, because if you don't, you've missed the moment. And to have faith for the future, because none of us knows. So we may as well move into the future thinking positively. We may as well, right? We've nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
So that also comes with it.
I love your Mauli that comes with all your products. It's amazing. Yeah. It's such a beautiful touch.
Yeah.
Something that everyone will remember, but that's beautiful. And someone, just quickly before we go, someone asked about identifying dosha. You can identify it on is there a way of doing it on your website, right? Yeah,
there is. You can, when we look at identifying dosha on our website, that's a really good tool to use. It will ask questions about your skin and your personality, because essentially, as Mira would tell you, your dosha is kind of it's your constitution, it's your personality and all of that. But to get really deep dive, go to a good practitioner. But yes, you can go to our site and there is an analysis tool there, and that will give you a really good idea. And if you're still not sure, email us. If you're still not sure about your skin type or whatever, just email us and we'll help you along.
Yeah. Thank you, Anita. I love your products. Thank you so much. And I'll put that post up about 5% off on all the products.
Yeah, and we'll put it.
Thank you. I can't wait to get my tool as well. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Thanks,
everyone.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.